What's going on, guys? My name's David. Welcome to Abernathy Farms. Just got done feeding the cows. They're back there somewhere, moving them. Today we're gonna head across the creek and we're gonna try to get this sawmill set back up. So let's get started. Did you guys see those turkeys? Yeah, I did too. So when I bought the saw back up here last week, I just dropped it off. Just jacked it up enough to get it off the hitch, and then we got to level it out. So I want to raise the back end because it's such a slope here. You almost have to max out the jacks to get the back level. So I'm going to jack up the back, raise this up, put some more spacers pads underneath these back jacks so I don't have to jack this up as high, and then we'll level it out and we may saw today. I don't know how much gas is in it and I didn't bring any, but anyway, let's get started. All right, well, we got this thing pretty much dead nuts. Level doesn't mean it's square. Gotta have the cutting head square to the bunks. And so what I've come to discover is every time you move this thing, you need to do something. So let's do that. I'll show you. I made a short about this, but it wasn't a very good short. So don't short yourself. See what I did there? Don't short yourself. So I'll give you more explanation here. I'm going to loosen all these bolts that hold these black triangles, not the ones that have the bearings in them, rails. And these up here, we're going to, just loosen them up a little bit, loosen them loosely, and then we're going to run it up and down the track several times and let the cutting head settle in on itself, and then we'll tighten everything up. Okay, now that we've got that loosened, we're going to roll these up and down. Roll it up and down the rail and let it settle in. We also suggest, this is all coming from Woodland Mills, that you raise and lower the head kind of while you're doing it. Do it a couple times. Looks like I better be getting my tinfoil hat on. Checking parallel, I just got a square here, come from Northern Tool. And right here, we're just barely rubbing. But as I go across, I don't know if you can see it on camera, it gets tighter, tighter. And although it's not crazy tight down here, it's enough to make a difference. So we're gonna probably drop this or raise this end up just a tad. We want to start as perfectly square as possible. that's done here. There are 2 turnbuckles under here, one for each side. So whichever way you want to do raise or drop is how you do your turnbuckle. So let's do that. All right, we got a problem with the mill. I was making some test cuts and I got to the end of this cut and I heard a clicking sound like it's describing. It was loud because I could hear it loud through my muffs and over the sound of the engine, and I got to looking, and this was, I don't know if you can tell it, but the blade is cutting into the guard. There's like a groove there. So something's out of whack. I don't know if the guard's loose inside here. We're gonna open it up and we're gonna see what we can find. So you can see the gap here is much wider than the gap down there, and I think what has happened is this keeper, you can kind of see where it's moved. It's got it kicked in. So this is the blade I used to cut those red oak slabs, and I was really wanting to maybe cut these 2 logs with it. But it's been rubbing. I'm gonna have to go ahead and change it. I got 2 blades left. All right, we got that tightened up, straightened out. This tray, I mean, not to toot my own horn, but is becoming quickly a very important and integral part of my sawmill operation. I was like, had all this crap and was trying to figure out where I was set everything. I was like, let's bring this tray up here. God, borderline genius, borderline. Now that piece was loose, it slides. I'll have to tighten it up and set that back on the blade and set the gap between the back of the blade and the bearing. Anyway, so when I loosen this up, I always do 4 turns. And when I tighten it back up, I go 4 full turns. 1/2, 1, and so forth till I get 4 turns. And then just check the tracking and then we're done. 1/2, 3.5, 4, and that's where we were. Check the tracking. It's supposed to be self-tracking. Looks pretty good. We'll set that gap, tighten up that nut you can't see on the back, and we should be good to go. All right, I'm about to put this back together, but because I'm stupid. Hey everybody. My name is, I don't know. Sorry you had to witness that. Well, that sucks. I wasn't paying attention. I thought I had it scooted over enough. It fell off this ramp. It is mighty heavy, so planning on getting the tractor out anyway. I'm gonna get the tractor out. I gotta take these slabs, dump them. I gotta load. I'll get this loaded on the mill, and then I'll get some of these other ones loaded. We may call it a day. I may just cut my losses and call it a day for today. We'll see. that log. I ended up with a 2x8. It's really 1.5 inches, roughly, about 8, and 5 1x8s. They're really about an 8 1/4 wide. That one right there looks a little narrow. I must have missed. Looks a little thin. The one on the bottom right. Must not been paying attention. The rest of them look fine. Anyway, that's gonna do it for sawing. Now we're gonna try to load some logs. Well, I ended up cutting one of those 14 footers. I said, well, I'll go ahead and load it on the saw just to get it out of the way. So if I drag more logs, it'll be out of the way because I got those long ones. I measured it. I knew I wouldn't get a 2x8, which is something I need, but I also need a couple more 2x6s. They don't need to be 14 foot long, but that's what I could get out of this one. So that'll be my, on the ends for the rafters. They'll tie into, anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about, so I can't explain it. Well, that's probably gonna do it for this video. They're probably gonna be shorter this week. I am going to the beach next week, so unless you just want a video of me at the beach, I'm probably gonna make some shorter videos and post them next week. I've been trying to post Wednesdays and Saturdays. I've been trying to post more. I've been trying to get more consistent, trying to build the channel. So anyway, that's gonna do it. We got some more sawmilling when the weather cools off. Unfortunately for you guys, I'm gonna be doing a ton of sawmilling, and that's probably all I'm gonna be posting. Try to get caught up. It's too hot. You know, you can see the mill's in the sun now. It's like 12 o'clock, a little bit after 12. It's getting a little bit later when it's in the sun, but once it gets in the sun, I mean, it's middle of August. It's supposed to be 95 here today. It's still hot. So anyway, I appreciate it. If you'd like the channel, subscribe to the video. We'll see you next time.